Alright guys, got a big old box here from CGC, bunch of vintage stuff, and I did get a tier bump, so that's good. That means it's better than what I thought. So stick around and see what we got.
X-Men dreams and CGC schemes. Johnny's here with collector beams. Press it clean, make it gleam. Unbox it.
Alright guys, so just a little housekeeping before we get started. So we do have a giveaway going on. Uncanny X-Men 244 in the 9.8. This is the first appearance of Jubilation Lee. At 3,500 subscribers, we're going to give that away. So leave a comment. That's all you got to do to be entered, be a subscriber. The other thing, if you check down below, I do have an affiliate link now for BCW. I do use them. I buy a lot of supplies from them. All my old books are high value books. I put in e-Gerber, but everything else goes in the BCW. I like them because I can buy bulk. So I'll buy like a thousand boards, and I don't have them individually packed. So check that link out. It helps out the channel. I think you get a little discount on it as well. So check out BCW if you're buying supplies. You know, use the link. I'd appreciate it. Let's get into the CGC stuff. So these are all vintage tier books, and there are 2 books that got a bump. So I submitted them at the $400 tier, and 2 books got an increase in value, which means they're around or close to $1,000 usually in value. So that's good. Obviously I wasn't expecting that, so that's always good when you get that. We're just going to go through these one by one. I don't even remember what all was in there, so let's see what we got. All right, first book up, Showcase 73. This is the first Creeper. I don't believe this was a high grade, but I'll be honest, it's been a while. It's got a lot of stuff out. I don't know. 5.0 off-white pages. So yeah, this did have there's some wear on the purple there. Not a high value book, but you know, it's a key. It's a cool book. I don't have a lot of Showcase. I do pick them up when I can when they're reasonable. So first Creeper. All right, next book up. And again, I don't know what order these are coming out, what they are. So Flash 177. I think this was a higher grade. I just love this cover. You know, the giant head. It's just a fantastic cover. I want to say I think this was probably a 9.0 or better, but again, don't recall. Yeah, 9.2 white pages. So this is it's just a great cover. You know, no other real, you know, provenance to it, just other than it's just a great cover. It's great Flash. All right, let's see what we got next. All right, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So this is just a great Steranko cover. I don't remember this being huge in grade. I also remember, or I can see it too, there's a name written on the back, which is going to hurt it a little bit. So 7.0 white pages. Yeah, pretty good. Again, I wasn't expecting a huge number on this. It does have a little chew right there on the top too, which probably, they usually hit you pretty hard on chew. So, you know, but again, I love the cover. This is one just for the PC. I just really like that book. And it's not, you know, it's not nothing. It's not a huge dollar book, but it's not horrible. See what we got next. Fantastic 457. So again, great Doom cover. I think this was it's a mid-grade, like 5, between 5 and 6, I think, if I recall. But mainly just love the Doom cover. Yeah, 6.5. So again, don't remember. It might have been what I was thinking. I knew it was a mid-grade. It's got a lot of spine ticks, a little bit of wear on the cover. There's a big dog ear color breaking crease here. Yeah, you know, great. It's a great cover. Some early Jack Kirby, or not early for Jack Kirby, but early Fantastic Four. You know, Kirby's been around since he was doing stuff in the 40s. So this came out in the late 60s. Next book up, Superman 147. So this is the first Legion of Supervillains, I think. No recollection whatsoever what the grade was. So 7.0. Yeah, I remember, you know, I wouldn't send it if it was a crappy cover or crappy grade, because I don't, with DC books, I usually, unless they're major keys, I usually don't. This is like a mid-major key, I guess would be the best way. It did get creamed off white pages, so that probably brought the grade down a little bit, but I think 7.0 is right in line with what it should be. First appearance of Legion of Supervillains. First adult Legion of Superheroes cover homage, which is Adventure 247. So doing homage to that cover. If you've ever seen that, it's the good guy sitting at the table. All right. Ooh, I just saw a purple book. That's not good. Purple's never good. Whoops, flip that over. I don't want to see the front just yet. All right. Next up, Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, first Silver Age Catwoman. I think this was like, I want to say 4 to 5 range. I know it wasn't a high grade, but I don't think it was lower than a 4. Yeah, right on a 4. So again, it's pretty tattered along the spine. I don't know why you can see that, but it is a pretty good key. First Silver Age Catwoman. One of the few. Like Lois Lane, there's not a lot of big keys in that run. So this is one of them. It's a great cover. You know, I always like the cover. It's a good book for cleaning when you can pick it up because of all the white. But for whatever reason, DC's bad about their books. There's a lot of usually color rub and missing color on the covers in the mid to late 60s. I don't know if it was their printing process or maybe the inks they used. But yeah, you did see a lot of that. All right, next one. Tales to Astonish 65. So I think this is like 8.5 plus 9.0 range. I would never send this book in unless it was a high grade. And I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's in that range. Yeah, 9.0 white pages. Beautiful cover. Only a couple color breaking spine ticks. Besides that, I mean, it's beautiful. It's very white. Even the back. I mean, look how white that is. There's no yellowing. A lot of times you get that yellow kind of in the middle here. This book has none of that. I mean, it looks really almost like it's brand new. So again, not a key or anything. Just a really nice, you know, Silver Age Tales to Astonish. All right, Fantastic Four Annual 6. I think this is one of the ones that got the price bump. So if that's the case, this is going to be like a 9.0. I think 8.5 is like $600 or $700. So, but usually that you have to really exceed that threshold for them to do it. So I'm guessing this is an 8.5. Ooh, 9.2. That's nice. That's actually really good. This is the first, the birth of Franklin Richards and the first Annihilus. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, that's better than it should be. It's really hard to gauge sometimes with square bounds, but I'll be honest, looking at it now and even remember what it looked like before, I didn't think it would get a 9.2. So, I mean, that's an awesome grade. I always say it, I'll take a win when CGC gives me a win. So, really happy with that. That's awesome. Yeah, really surprised by that grade, actually. So, yeah, but I'll take it. Again, that was one that got the bump, so it got into the high value tier. All right, next up, Superman 149. Again, just the early nice Superman. Nothing too crazy on this one. 5.5 off-white pages. It is the Death of Superman 8th Legion of Superheroes appearance, and looks like the last 10-cent issue. I'll be honest, I don't remember why I sent this in. I'll have the values listed here, the GPA. It might just be a decent value in mid-grade. Again, I don't recall. Like I said, I usually don't send in DC books that aren't pretty good keys, so I'll check it out. Like I said, you'll right here somewhere, right down here, it'll say the GPA, recent GPA. All right. So this is the first of a few Smash comics. If you probably saw I cleaned these books. There's not a lot of these on the census. It's really hard to get good, accurate values on them. Again, these are all really nice mid to higher mid-grade books. So 5.5 off-white pages. Again, this book's from 1947. So a 5.5 book from 1947. That's pretty solid. Nothing interesting about this book other than it's just an old quality comics. Early Smash. All right, next one up, purple cover. Okay, so this is the purple book. It looks like a Smash. I don't think it's gonna say it was cleaned, but we'll see what we got. This one's from 1942. Smash Comics 35. 5.0 creamed off-white pages. See what the... Oh, tear seals. Wow. How did I not catch that? Wow, I can't believe I can't catch that. Usually you can, when they do tear seals, usually it's glue and you can feel it. I'm really surprised I didn't catch that. I'm actually really surprised it has tear seals, to be honest with you. It's not a book that you would typically, that you would see someone do that on. Usually when they're doing it, they're trying to trick someone into making it look like it's better than it is. But like, this isn't, I mean, this isn't like a big high dollar book. It could have been something too where a kid just put some glue on it. I'll read the notes. Sometimes it has a little bit more information in the notes. It is a great cover though. He's got the super suck vacuum. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I mean, that's I'm not disappointed with that. I'm just surprised I didn't catch it. I probably still would have sent it in and had it graded, but sometimes with it, if it's just glue, it would say glue on the cover, but sometimes if it's just glue that's tearing, that's the seal for the tear, you can scrape it off and it doesn't get the purple label. So I might crack that out and just check it out. I don't know. It may not be worth it in the long run, but you know, it's still 5.0. Not too disappointed. I'm just surprised, you know, surprised they got the purple. Surprised they didn't catch it. I don't think there was any other purple ones in there. So here's another smash, number 59. This is from 1945, and again, these are all in the same grade range. Yeah, 5.5 creamed off-white. Again, they're just nice golden age quality comics. You know, I got midnight appearance in this, so not a lot on the census, like I said, so getting an accurate like estimate of what they're worth, it's really difficult, just because there's no comparative sales. I think there's one more, so we got one more smash here. This is number 36, again from 1942, 6.0. These have all been creamed off-white pages, I think. This is actually pretty good given the black cover. It's got all that black. There's not a lot of color breaks on it or anything like that, so which is really common on black covers, obviously. But yeah, Smash Comics 36 in a 6.0, 1942. I'm kind of curious to see the other book that got the grade bump, because same thing with the last one. If it got a bump, it's going to be pretty substantial, but we're not there yet. So, oh, there's one more. Smash Comics 39. Again, should be similar to the other ones. Ooh, a little better. 7.0 white pages. So this one's from 1943. Again, really good copy. Really nice book. Love the Tootsie Roll ad on the back. I've said this in lots of videos. I love the ads. The ads are the best part of some of these old books. Ooh, almost saw the grade. Almost saw it before I wanted to. All right, next up, Adventure Comics 287. I don't remember what this is. I apologize, DC fans. I'm not a big DC key guy. I don't remember. Let's see. 4.5 off-white to white pages. Yeah, nothing crazy. First appearance of Dev M and Bizarro Olsen. So first Bizarro Jimmy Olsen. Maybe that's makes this valuable or has some value. Again, it's 1961. Not early. This is 30 years after Superman debuted, but it's an early Silver Age book. Almost looks like it's wet inside there. I don't know what's going on. I'll check the notes on that one too. All right, I think got a couple left. I'm really hoping we get that one book soon. All right, another Golden Age Captain Marvel Adventures. Again, this should be in the mid-grade range. 6.0 off-white pages. You know, I pick Captain Marvel books up when I can. Usually you can get them pretty reasonably priced. This says the last appearance of Steamboat Savannah. But again, all these Captain Marvel Jr., Marvel Family, you can pick those up pretty reasonable. And, you know, eventually there's not going to be as many out there. So if you get a chance, pick them up when you can. It's definitely worth it, you know, to have a Golden Age comic. All right, we got like 2 left, so it's either this one or the next one. It is not this one. So Space Adventures 13. This early Blue Beetle. I think this was a pretty high grade. I remember there was one thing like on his chest that looks like either the color rub or possibly some eraser marks from someone trying to clean it. Yeah, 9.2 off-white pages. I expected it to be, you know, higher grade like that. This is the last pre-code issue of Space Adventures. So the next issue after this would have had the comics code stamp on it. But again, just a nice early Blue Beetle from Charlton. In a really high grade. You know, that's a pretty high grade for a book. Again, that one's from the 50s. So this last one, I'm really curious to see what the grade is on it, because like I said, it got a bump. And I think, again, for this book to get a bump into the ultimate or high value range, it's going to have to be an 8.0 or better, which is great, because I mean, this book's hard to get in higher grades. So, ooh, 9.2, that's awesome. 9.2 white pages, so that is really good. I mean, this is a $1,000 book plus, but this I knew was a high grade. Like, I really expected it to be high. I didn't think it would get 9.2, but man, looking at it, it is really sharp. I don't know, there must have been something on it I thought that would have kept it, because I always submit it in the tier I think it is. I don't try and, a lot of people submit them all at the standard rate, and they're like, well, I'll just take the price bump if I get it. I don't like that, because I want the grader that's set for that type of book on my books. See, I'll be honest, looking at this, it looks better than a 9.2. I'm not going to complain, because like I said, it's a square bound book, and square bounds are tough. I did press and clean this one myself, so getting a 9.2 on it makes me feel good too. But yeah, it's an iconic cover, right? You know, I think everyone's seen this cover. Hulk getting smashed by the logo. It's from 1968, first annual. Man, it's one of Steranko's best covers. It's before he got really psychedelic and stuff with the Nick Fury stuff. You know, he got really very into the hippie style, but this is a little bit before that. But I do love his colors, and how he has all the contrasting colors really makes the cover pop. But yeah, pretty awesome. I'm really happy about that. Pretty happy in general with the whole lot, other than, like I said, the one purple label. And it's not that I'm disappointed, I'm just disappointed I didn't catch it ahead of time. So hopefully it's enjoyable. I got another huge box from CGC sitting right next to me that I'm going to probably record, opening tomorrow and record. I think it's all X-Men books, just me trying to fill out my run. So that'll be probably the next unboxing video, will probably be that X-Men box. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it was fun. Hope you liked the content. Use the code below, JohnnyX, JOHNNYX, because I'm Johnny and I love the X-Men. Use that at BCW Supplies. Get discounts on your supplies. It helps out the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment, be entered for the giveaway. So catch you guys next time. Collect what you love. Have a good one.
Comics, keys, and stories told. Heroes rise as pages unfold. Johnny's comic stuff, that's the way. See you next time.